Consider living next to a home from which screams of horror and anguish regularly emanate. You discover the cause. Dad is busy raping his daughters. If you don't take action, then you too are a monster. Now consider discovering that your neighboring village is actively conducting these abominations. That was what Joshua discovered upon his entry to the land of Canaan. Now, let's address the genocide found in the Bible, which atheists and skeptics flag as being condoned by the God of the Bible. The Israelites are about to complete their 40-year trek in the desert. At this point, God instructs them to destroy the local tribes that inhabit the land of Canaan. Sounds brutal, and would be if that were the end of God's command. You see, the problem is that people don't read the text. We are given the key mitigating piece of information. We are told the reason for this conquest, as we see in Deuteronomy 20. However, of these people's cities, which Yah your Elohim gives you as an inheritance, you shall not allow any soul to live. Rather, you shall utterly destroy them, the Hittites, and the Amorites, and the Canaanites, Perizzites, Hivites, Jebusites, as Yah your Elohim has commanded you, so that they shall not teach you to act according to all their abominations that they have done for their gods, whereby you would sin against Yah your Elohim. All of these abominations, well, we see what the abominations are in Deuteronomy 12. You shall not do so to Yah your Elohim, for every abomination to Yah which he hates, they did to their gods. For also their sons and their daughters they would burn in fire to their gods. So before you judge the genocide, internalize this horrible fact. The Canaanites took their children and burned them to death. But what if they were to abandon the abominations, including child sacrifices? Then the Israelites were to make peace. This was the actual intent of the command, to get rid of the abominations, not necessarily the abominators. Joshua was merely executing the command's actual intention. How do we know this? When the people of Israel entered Canaan, Joshua was in command. The rulers of the tribes of Canaan had no desire to have this new people share their land, especially since this invading people had zero tolerance for one of their cherished customs, the murder of their firstborn boys and girls by burning. Joshua first offered them peace. He offered peace to all the cities. All but one refused the peace treaty. Perhaps giving up child sacrifice, if you are addicted to it, is not so simple. So we are told the locals fought. Joshua 11. Joshua made war a long time with all these kings. There was not a city that made peace with the children of Israel, save the Hivites, the inhabitants of Gibeon. They took all in battle. From this almost seemingly afterthought that one city made peace, we learn that Joshua offered peace to all the cities. In offering peace, Joshua was not abrogating Yah's command. No, he was merely executing its actual intention, to get rid of the abomination and not necessarily the abominators. There was no divine command for genocide, no. The Canaanites had to either live as decent humans or get out. Not all of God's traits are friendly. We know that. We don't need skeptics to tell us that the God of the Bible wants us to adhere to the standards presented in the Bible. The text itself makes very clear that if we err and diverge from those values, there will be divine price to pay. So, was it genocide? Not at all. Joshua was supposed to make peace with them, which he offered them. But like I said, maybe child sacrifice is so addictive that people cannot get rid of that custom. If you hear your neighbor raping his daughters, I bet you will take action. And that is what we were commanded to do. Not genocide, but to tell them, hey, stop. We would live here with you, but these customs, you got to get rid of them. They wouldn't, so they fought.